Diesel. It's like gasoline, but for men. The truth hurts. That was controversial. Is that sexist? It's a joke. Probably. Welcome back to the Freedom Works. My name's Jamin, and today we're discussing something more controversial than men and women's sports. It's diesel versus gas. I'm a diesel guy. I own 5 of them. I might be a hoarder, but would I recommend a diesel truck to you? Stick around and find out. You might be surprised. Right now, in porta potties all across America, there are thousands of men and 14 women trying to convince themselves to buy their first diesel. As a man who has swung both ways, diesel and gas, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. With facts and numbers and stuff. Maybe even a little of my own opinion, which is basically worthless because you're going to buy what you want to buy anyway. As you should, because this is America, and we have the freedom to make decisions that create generational debt. Is that even a word? So here's what we're going to discuss. First, the pros of diesel. Second, the cons of diesel, and there are a few big ones. And third, what I actually recommend as a diesel guy. But first, did you know that gasoline is flammable and diesel is only combustible? Now those might sound like the same thing, but there's a real difference. A flammable liquid produces enough vapors at ambient temperature to ignite with just a spark, which is exactly why you don't smoke Virginia Slims near an open gas can. A combustible liquid, like diesel, however, must be heated to a much higher temperature before it produces enough vapors to ignite, around 125 degrees freedom in diesel's case. You can literally toss a lit match into a puddle of diesel and it'll snuff it out. But if you have a pot of diesel on the stove, don't throw a match in it. Also, don't put a pot of diesel on the stove. Alright, pros of owning a diesel truck. Number 1, whatever. Diesels are simply more fun to drive. This is a fact based on my scientific opinion, thus it's impossible to disprove. But seriously, when you're talking heavy-duty pickups, the available diesels have more power and basically double the torque of the available gas engines. They have faster 0 to 60s, they tow much better, and they cruise effortlessly. It's simply a better driving experience. But when you talk about the half-ton option, the GM 3-liter Duramax versus the 5.3-liter or 6.2-liter gas engine, it's a totally different story. The little Duramax has a decent torque advantage, but horsepower-wise, it's a turd. I'm sure it cruises great, but acceleration-wise, either gas engine would gap it. If you think 305 horsepower and 495 foot-pounds of torque can accelerate faster than 355 horsepower and 383 foot-pounds of torque, you need to go watch my horsepower versus torque video. It'll learn you. Probably. But here's the one that diesel guys don't like to acknowledge. When you compare a gasoline half-ton truck, which is the right truck for most people, to a diesel-powered 3/4 ton, the acceleration is basically identical. All the extra diesel horsepower and torques can't overcome the extra ton of steel that a 3/4 ton carries underneath the sheet metal. But then again, there's always tuning and weight loss programs for diesels. Number B, better fuel efficiency. This is how you justify the purchase of a diesel to your wife. And it works because math. Bad math. Let's discuss the outlier first. Half-ton trucks. If you buy a 3-liter Duramax truck, you're going to get significantly better fuel efficiency than its gas counterparts. You're comparing a 3-liter diesel to a 5.3-liter or 6.2-liter gas engine. It's a tiny engine for a full-size truck, but it makes good numbers for its intended purpose. Whatever that is. Now let's talk about heavy-duty pickups. Cruising, you'll probably get about 20% better fuel efficiency with a diesel. Towing, you might get 40% more fuel efficiency. Towing a lot often is where the diesel starts to make sense. But, big old but, diesel generally costs 20% more than gas. So yes, fuel efficiency, miles per gallon, might be better, but fuel economy, miles per dollar, I made that up, is about the same. So that $11,000 diesel option will save you nothing, unless you're towing. Then the fuel savings will pay you back in 49 years. Alright, number C, tows more. Diesels tow more, and they tow better. It's true. Scout's honor. In the half-ton world, the little Duramax diesels have the same tow rating as their gasoline brethren. But when you spec out a new heavy-duty pickup, the diesel option generally increases your tow rating by thousands of pounds. It's a big deal. If you've got a piece of heavy equipment or a giant travel trailer, a diesel might be a must for you to get an adequate tow rating. But then again, ratings are just suggestions. Probably. And if you've ever towed with a gas and a diesel, you don't need me to try and convince you how much better a diesel tows. They don't constantly hunt for gears, and the engine doesn't spin at Mach Jesus to get the job done. And diesels have great engine braking, so the diesel not only accelerates you better, it slows you down better. Kind of a big deal when you're coming down a mountain. We have one in Georgia. Before we get into the rest of the pros of owning a diesel, let's talk about the sponsor of today's video, Helix Sleep. Just like your truck needs the right fuel, maintenance, and blinker fluid to perform at its best, your body needs the right mattress. That's where Helix comes in. Helix makes premium mattresses and bedding customized to fit your personal needs, conveniently shipped right to your door. They offer soft, medium, and firm options with different configurations for side, stomach, and back sleepers. Just take Helix's sleep quiz and it matches you with the perfect mattress based on your body type and sleep preferences. It makes the mattress buying process simple and easy. I've always been a firm mattress guy. The sleep quiz matched me with the Midnight Luxe. It's French. Midnight Luxe. A mattress softer than I've ever used in my life. It's like extra medium. But I trusted the process. Doesn't matter if I'm on my side or back now. I sleep great and wake up feeling rested. I'm not saying my old mattress was bad. It just wasn't good. For me. Or my wife. So maybe it was bad. And heading into these hot summer months, it's a great time to upgrade your sleep setup with a cooling mattress so you stay comfortable all summer long. Your mattress ships free, arrives rolled up in a box, it's easy to set up, and it's backed by a 120-night sleep trial and a limited lifetime warranty. And Helix offers seamless returns and exchanges. So if it isn't right, Helix can make it right. Not left or right, but the other right. And for you pillow aficionados out there, they also just released their new Comfort Adjust cooling pillow. It's fully adjustable for firmness and height. It's made with Glacio-Tex cooling fabric and it's chiropractor recommended. Use the link in the description or go to helixsleep.com/freedomworks to take advantage of their 4th of July sale and get 20% off site-wide. And be on the lookout for additional sales on the Helix site. Thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring today's video. Now back to the diesel versus gas debate. Number 4, longevity. Diesels last longer. Yes, diesels generally last longer than gasoline engines. Generally. There are some very long-lived diesels out there. Power Stroke, Cummins, Duramax, they all have models that last 3, 4, and 500,000 miles on the regular. In rare cases, they make it to over 1 million. But there are some gasoline engines out there that last that long as well, though on much rarer occasions. And I think they all say Toyota. Now, there are many potential reasons why diesels last longer. Diesel fuel is more lubricious, that's a word. Diesel engines are built more robustly, they have more chest hair, and slower engine speeds. But the biggest reason, and I've covered this in several other videos, the biggest predictor of engine life is how the engine is operated. Most engine wear happens before the engine reaches operating temperature. So engines that get started in the morning and work all day last a long time. Engines that get started in the morning and drive the kids to school and then sit until they do it again 6 hours later don't last as long. That's why a diesel pickup that tows a trailer all day, every day, might last 500,000 miles or more. And one that just makes trips to the office and the yoga studio might last half that. Same goes for gas trucks, really. A truck that just makes a bunch of short trips is never going to make it to 3, 4, or 500,000 miles. Probably. Feel free to prove me wrong in the comments. Point being, don't buy a diesel pickup thinking that it'll last you the rest of your life because it's a diesel. Diesel or gas, its longevity is dictated by how you use it, or how you don't. Don't drive, and it'll last forever. And number E, more women. It's true. When you drive a diesel pickup, women throw themselves at you, naked. Bullshit. There are like 9 girls in the world that are impressed by your poor financial decision to drive a diesel. The rest of them want to know why your hands smell like an old tractor after you fill up, and why your giant truck rides like a Talladega porta potty. It's because it's a heavy-duty truck, and you'll have to endure that awful ride if you want to be able to tow those 2 jet skis. Alright, number 2, cons of owning a diesel. Number 1, purchase price. You gotta pay to play the diesel game. And in heavy-duty pickups, the diesel engine option is between $10,000 and $14,000, depending on the phase of the moon. So if you think fuel savings are going to pay you back for that, just understand that it'll take you 93 years or 1,569,000 miles for that to happen. It's math. Now, that little 3-liter Duramax is only about a $2,000 option and actually provides significantly better fuel economy. So the fuel savings might actually pay you back before you die. Number B, maintenance costs. Speaking of pay to play, maintenance costs more when you drive a diesel. Diesels hold a lot of oil, generally 10 to 15 quarts, so you spend more on oil. The oil filters are bigger, so you spend more on those too. Huge! And fuel filters, let's talk about those. You can change a gas vehicle fuel filter about every 3rd president, but on a diesel, it's basically every other oil change. Diesels require extremely clean fuel, so you're changing $100 fuel filters frequently. If you don't, you might find yourself on the side of the road in a $100,000 truck getting laughed at by Prius owners. They are vengeful. All that to say, instead of a $50 oil change at Jiffy Lube, you're going to spend several $100s. Unless you're cheap like me and do it yourself. Or not at all. Oil changes are a scam. One more thing, and I'll put this into the maintenance section. Injectors. Injectors are crucial components in a diesel, and they can wear out. You're looking at about $500 to replace one, or $5,000 for a set. $500 times 8 is $5,000. Sometimes. And if you own a truck with a CP4 injection pump, if you get a bad batch of fuel or just hold your mouth wrong, your injection pump might chew itself up and leave you with a $10,000 bill for replacing your entire fuel system. True story. Number 3 or C or 4, I don't know. Emission systems. If the purchase price or maintenance costs didn't scare you away, this should. Here's the deal. The EPA regulations for vehicle emissions is the same no matter whether you drive a gasoline or a diesel vehicle. The difference is diesels require much more equipment to meet those requirements. So when you buy a diesel vehicle in the US, built in the last 2 decades, it's going to have EGR or exhaust gas recirculation, a DPF or diesel particulate filter, and SCR or selective catalyst reduction. That's your DEF or diesel exhaust fluid system. So EGR, DPF, and DEF, that's lots of acronyms. Acronyms that can cause problems and cost you thousands. Seriously, a simple DEF sensor malfunction, which is not uncommon, and you're on the side of the road with your wife and ungrateful kids. It sounds crazy, but if you have a failure in your emission system out of warranty, you could be looking at a $10,000 bill at the dealership because everyone else is afraid to touch your emission system. Thanks, EPA. But some people do explore weight loss programs that prevent those types of issues. I'd love to hear your crazy "my emission system fell off" story in the comments. All right, number 4, fuel availability. You have to have diesel, and not every station has diesel. And stations that do have diesel may only have 1 or 2 pumps that dispense diesel. And I promise you there's a 4-cylinder gas commuter car sitting in front of it while the owner is in the store buying tampons. That's a pain. Oh yeah, you also need DEF every now and then. And even if the station carries diesel, they might not carry DEF. Now you gotta go to Tractor Supply and buy DEF in a plastic jug that's in a cardboard box, and now you're killing sea turtles. And finally, number 5, ride quality. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but bottom line is heavy duty trucks have heavy duty springs, so they ride like crap. Little gasoline half-ton trucks win here. They simply ride better. Alright, number 3, should you buy a diesel? Disclaimer, I'm not your daddy or your financial advisor. I'm just the obnoxious voice of reason that you ignore. Because America. I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. I own 5 diesels, but I'm also an idiot, and I own them for science. Probably. But all of my diesels are pre-emissions, 2006 and older, so I don't have to worry about emissions equipment and injection pumps crapping out. And if you combine the purchase price of all my diesels, it would be less than a new truck. So there's my other disclaimer. So, if you've got diesel on the mind, and that's what you want, buy it. Sometimes want overrides need. I don't need a lever gun that can kill a T-Rex, but I wanted one. Buy what you want. I'm just giving you some insights into diesel life. Bro. If you need a new diesel truck that saves you money with better fuel economy and can still tow more than what most people need, buy a new 3-liter Duramax truck. That $70,000 purchase can save you a few $100s in fuel every year. What a value. That's sarcasm. If you need a diesel truck that saves you money with better fuel economy and can still tow more than what most people need, don't buy a heavy-duty diesel truck. You will literally never recoup the $10,000 to $14,000 it cost you to get a diesel in your new truck. Check this chart with my assumptions. Feel free to use unrealistic assumptions to convince your wife that you need it. But depending on which flavor you buy, you'd have to drive somewhere between 1.5 million and infinity miles to recoup the cost. It'll be more fun to drive, but you will never recoup the initial cost. Ever. Now, it may be a different story if you tow heavy 100% of the time. Maybe. If you gotta haul some heavy jet skis or a sparkly bass boat, buy a giant, rough-riding, heavy-duty diesel truck. Nope. You don't need a big heavy-duty diesel truck to do that. It was sarcasm. Again, that's what half-ton trucks are for. If you've gotta haul a small excavator or a large center console offshore boat, something like that, heavy-duty truck with a diesel. Maybe. And I know half-ton trucks are rated for like 13,000 pounds, but there's some butt pucker in a half-ton truck towing weight like that. Tail wagging the dog. Or shark. Now, you might be a used truck guy like me. Mine are extremely used, at least 20 years old. But most normal people aren't buying or driving 20-year-old trucks. Meaning, if you're buying a modern diesel truck, you're either buying one with gobs of emissions crap, or you're buying one that's been on a legally questionable weight loss program and no longer has emissions issues. But if you're buying a used diesel truck with a legally intact emission system that is out of warranty or about to be, you need to be the kind of person that can shell out thousands of dollars and waste a bunch of time repairing a truck. If that ain't you, buy a gasser. Diesels are fun, but they're a huge financial liability, and they can put you in the poorhouse eating Spam and ramen noodles really quickly. Alright, let's wrap this up. Diesels are fun. They have more power and torque. They drive better. They tow better. They tow more. They get better fuel economy. And they last longer. But they cost a lot more, and so does their fuel, maintenance, and repairs. And regardless of the math you use to convince yourself that they will save you money in the long run, they will not. For heavy and frequent haulers, they may be a necessity. But for the rest of us, they're just expensive luxuries. Like shake weights. Expensive luxuries. That's okay. Somebody has to fuel the economy. I'm just glad it isn't me. Alright, if you made it this far, please consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons. Leave a comment for the algorithm. Share this video with your know-it-all brother-in-law. And as always, stay curious.